to the screen. We're making our mark, me and Venus, together we embark.
Good afternoon. Today I'm very happy to welcome singer Kasey Jo, and she will talk to us about her new EP and new singles. How are you, Kasey?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you very
Thank you so
much for joining the live. Appreciate your time. Tell me a little bit about how did you start to venture into singing, and how did you started to become a professional singer? I imagine you used to love music since you were a child.
Yeah, I started singing. Well, I mean, I can't remember when I wasn't singing. I think it's always just been an extension of me. Starting in my bedroom in front of a mirror with a hairbrush to singing in church and my choir, and then starting just in my hometown. And then as I got older, I just found any opportunity I could to sing. And the last 4 years, I've really dedicated a big part of my time um, to just getting out there and doing shows and playing in front of crowds. And it just wasn't until recently that I had the opportunity to start creating my own music when I met my producer, my co-writer, my creative soulmate, Darius Byers. And we've been creating magic for the last 4 months.
Yes. And I've seen that you used to like many singers like Tina Turner and Merle Haggard, right? Tell me a
Yeah,
little bit about how, yeah, they shape your music.
I came from a really rich, just musical influence growing up. I mean, yes, country music was really kind of at the core of that. My father was a huge fan of Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings, a lot of 70s country rock, and I fell in love with that. Um, Grew up listening to Linda Ronstadt, Bonnie Raitt, the Eagles. But
Yes.
I had an aunt who loved 80s music, so we listened to a lot of Heart, um, Don Henley, and so I had a lot of influences, and I love this the songwriting that you would find in country music, but I just loved all kinds of music and bringing all that together, and I think that's really kind of influenced and shaped who I am today. I don't like to be siloed in one genre. I call myself Americana. There's a mix of country, blues, soul, rock and roll, and I think that's definitely representative. It represents, America.
Yes. Yeah, you told me that you started to create your own music 4 years ago. And before you used to sing other content from, I mean, classical songs, I imagine, right?
Yeah, I started playing live shows about 4 years ago. I had played
Yes.
when, younger, but really getting out
Mhm.
into the music scene here in Cincinnati. It's Cincinnati,
Mm.
Ohio is a very rich, just creative music scene. And there's a lot of work
Yes.
here in and around Cincinnati. And so I was out doing a lot of shows, just doing cover songs. But creating my own music really started this past year. It's always been a goal of mine. And I've always wanted to be a songwriter. I just never really thought I could be. I've always journaled and I've always had a lot to say. I just didn't know how to sit down and really um, put it into song.
Yes. So right now, your song, the new one, the new single, "Wanna Be Used."
Yeah.
I got the press release about it, and I think also I've seen everywhere the press release. Tell me a little bit about the song. How did you conceive it with your partner? And do you have a story about it? Do you have a message you want to convey through the lyrics and the music and your performance, of course?
Yeah, so Wanna Be Used was actually the second song that we wrote together. I wrote it
Hmm.
with my producer and label executive Darius Byers in the Doghouse Studios here in Cincinnati. The first song we wrote, actually, we wrote it the first night we met. It was unbelievable. It's a core memory of mine. But then I would say about 4 days later, he gives me a call and he's like, "Hey, I got a song. I got a melody. I got the music. We just got to, I'm hearing like want to be used." And we had already kind of knew that the music that we were trying to make, we had an idea that it was really about love. And that came out of that first song. So as we went into Want to Be Used, it's like, how can we make this a love song, but a sensual, erotic love song, but not in your face, more of, the mystery behind it. So that's really kind of how it started. We listened to the track and it just came out. And I really think we wrote that in about 20 minutes. And then we were dancing to it in the back of the studio. We just felt the magic of it.
And right now, the song is everywhere. I think we can listen to it on Spotify and other platforms, right?
Yeah, it's on every streaming platform. We also filmed a music video with that, and you can stream that on YouTube.
Yes.
We released that. The single and the music video both came out last Friday.
Yes.
So we're really excited.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that you started to play guitar during the pandemic. This is true?
Yeah. My parents had gifted me a guitar when I was 10 years old, and I've carried it around and I've had it hung on my wall in every home that I've lived in, but I never took it down and took it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And during COVID, like many others, I unfortunately lost my job and really didn't know what to do, but didn't want to lose my mind. So I just picked up the guitar and I started strumming old country songs that I grew up listening to. And, they always say country songs, it's 3 chords and the truth. So it's pretty easy to learn. I don't read music. As people say, I play shapes. I'm a very simple guitar player, but enough for me to sit in my kitchen and drink some coffee and just be present and enjoy. And I became addicted to it. I did it religiously. And then after about 4 or 5 months, I called a friend of mine up and said, "Hey, do you want to start a band? We should start a band. Let's start playing out. I'm getting so good at guitar. We should play everywhere." And then before you know it, we had a band called 75 South, and we were booking shows. And, I felt like I had made it. I mean, my dream had came true. I was performing live on stage with my own band. And then just one door opened after another. And here I am. I get to in a music video. Your dreams,
Yes. Yes. But right now, I imagine you have a new EP called What's Love. All right.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit, how did you conceive the EP, and what are your plans with your partner and with the band to promote it? Do you have any tours plans? Do you plan to shoot more music video? So tell me about this.
Yeah. So we've written the entire album. It's 11 tracks. That'll come out in January, but we're going to first release an EP in October, which will consist of Want to Be Used, original song, and then 2 more original songs, and then a cover of Chris Stapleton's White Horse. And really the EP is the title. It's What's Love? I mean, I think that's the question I've been trying to figure out myself my entire life. What is love? First and foremost, loving yourself, and then understanding how to love another. And I think that each one of these songs kind of speak to that. It speaks to falling in love, making love, yearning for it, finding it, accepting it. So that's what you're going to expect in the EP, but you're also going to get some more music videos. We are in the works of filming a few additional music videos and possibly like a short film to go with the entire album. It's one thing to hear it and imagine it, but then to actually see it visually in a music video, it just kind of brings the whole art together. I think you also asked me what your other part of that question was, promoting it. we are
Yes.
formulating a band, and we hope to go on the road with the album. I mean, that's really the whole goal,
Hmm.
is to tour, is to share
For
it with
sure.
the world. And, we're dreaming big. We're not stopping with Wanna Be Used. We're not stopping with an EP, and we're not going to stop with one album. I mean, my plan is to continue to make music and tour this music, and yeah, just watch people enjoy it.
Yes, it's very nice that you said you want to film, the music videos like a short documentaries, uh, because I remember I used to buy a lot of music videos or documentaries about groups and songs, and they used to have the complete. Not, I mean, not only they try to group the music videos together, but they used to have a lot of stuff. Since you are a touring band, their tours and behind the scenes, and you know, sometimes meeting fans, meeting the press. And I think this has a very special kind of flavor and introduce yourself as a singer and the character of the band and how they interact with the fans and the press and the media, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We early on we knew that we had something special.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes,
to give you a little backstory, I just
sure.
walked into the studio to see a friend record another track, and then I met the team at In the Doghouse Studios, and I met Darius, and then it happened, and we all felt it, and we knew immediately we have to start documenting this. So we had a filmmaker come in and document some writing sessions and behind the scenes, and not just for our fans, but also for us. We want to remember this for the rest of our lives. These are core memories we want to always look back on. But I love that. I love documentaries. I'm watching music documentaries all the time. I like to watch, just the birth of that art and what it came from, because you hear the songs, you see the music videos, and you have an idea of what it may be or how it makes you feel, and then you hear the real story behind. You're like, oh, that's even more magical than I was imagining. But I like to see both sides of it.
Sure. So, what is love according to you?
Mm. I think first and foremost, it starts with self-love. I think that's really a big journey I've been on, is learning to really love myself. And when you love yourself, then you know what you don't want. And when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. And for me, it's finding out what I want and who I want to share that with. Um, and being open about that, really honesty. We feel love, but sometimes it's really hard for us to communicate love. And I hope that if you take anything away from this music, it's feeling free and empowered to tell the one that you love them. Sometimes we get really jumbled with what to say, and it's just 3 simple words. I love you. Say that to yourself. Say that to your best friend. Say that to your partner. Say it to your husband, your wife, whoever. And I don't think it's said enough.
For sure. Um, I want to ask you something because I interview many artists, some venture into music, into performing, singing, acting, and yourself as well used to work other stuff, and right now you want to work full time as a singer, musician with your band and touring. So, do you think it's ever too late for somebody if he want to or she wants to venture into arts and entertainment? It's not too late at any age and at any stage in her or his life.
Yeah, I think it's really problematic for our society to think that that you tap out at a certain age, that in order to be appealing, you have to be in your late teens, your early 20s. You know, some of my favorite singers didn't become famous until they were almost 40. Bonnie Raitt, she's a perfect example. Um, she toured and loved music and was producing music, but didn't make her first hit until she was 40. So you can't rush the process. You just have to be in the process, and you have to be working and be passionate about it. And if it happens, that's great. The fun is in creating it, and I think the joy is in giving it. And I think if you just focus on that and not focus on this timeline of execution or this rule that you have to be a certain age, that those are just roadblocks on your journey. I'm 37 years old, but I feel like I'm 17 again with this process. And I will continue to make art, and I will continue to write music and be an artist until I die. And I think everybody should look at it like that. If you have a passion and you want to do something, do it. And don't let anybody stand in your way. Because most of the time it's really you standing in your way. Believe in yourself and work hard.
This is great. Kasey, do you have a certain projects or dreams you want to achieve in the upcoming period with your band and your music?
I just really want to share my music with the world on tour. I want to go on tour with these guys. They are the most passionate, talented, generous, hardworking. I have not met people that work harder than these guys, and they love music. They're passionate about it. When they walk into a room, the energy elevates. It's elevated me. It's made me better. And I want to share that. I want to share that with everyone. It's not just me and me singing, and it's all of us. We all did this together. And that's what I'm excited about the most, is to be on a tour bus with these guys, traveling from city to city and just creating magic on stage every single night.
Yes, this is great. I have images of many music documentaries and of groups touring, buses and airplanes, and I think you enjoyed very much with your band. And I say hi to them as well, and I wish you all the best in promoting your single "Wanna Be Used" and your EP "What's Love," and looking forward for the upcoming music videos and singles as well. And I want to thank you very much for joining the live today, Kasey. Wish you all the best with your music and your performances, since I think if you sing from the heart, you will reach the hearts very easily.
Yes.
And as well, I want to thank Christina from AMW Group for arranging our interview, and very happy that she's supporting your work with these great press releases.
Well, thank you so much for having me on here. It's always an honor to be able to share and meet new people. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of the day, and best wishes. I look forward to hear all the good news about your work with your band 75,000.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Have a good day. Take care. Thank you very much.
Bye.